Hey family, here on theGrio, you know we amplify black culture, and it is HBCU homecoming season, so we want to take black pride to the yard. If you think your HBCU has the dopest cheer squad, the sickest drum line, and the baddest majorettes, record a video of their performance and send it to us at theGrio. And you know we can't leave out Greek life, so fraternities, sororities, show us why nobody is messing with your chapter stroll or hop. And we gotta take a tour of the yard, so show us your school's best amenity, including the calf. Now here are the categories. Once your video is recorded, scan this QR code or click the link in the bio to upload the video directly to theGrio. Then tune in weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern on theGrio with Mark Lamont Hill to see which schools made the cut. The top 2 submissions will go head-to-head in the HBCU Versus. Then we'll let the social media streets decide. Welcome back to theGrio, and before we get into any sports matchups, I had to switch out the HBCU tops just to look official, all right? The special shout-out goes to Tones of Melanin for the Tennessee State University split breaker that you're looking at right now. And if you want to see if they carry your HBCU, all you got to do is go over to tonesofmelanin.com. Homecoming season is just about over. Dillard University is celebrating this weekend. Then there's going to be 3 more for the next 2 weekends. We caught up with a student from North Carolina A&T State University who told us what his most memorable homecoming moment is.
Hey, y'all. My name is Faison Myers, and I attend the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. My most memorable moment of homecoming, or as we say in Aggie land, GHO, which stands for Greatest Homecoming on Earth. It's my freshman year of GHO, and at 6 o'clock in the morning, I had to go move my car because that was the area where they were tailgating. But as soon as I got out my dorm room, I was just engulfed with just so much smells of spices, and I was just in awe. And I wanted to go move my car, and I met an Aggie who was the class of 1984. Never seen this man a day in my life. And he says, "Come here, young blood," just like that. And he says, "Try this piece of rib." I tried the rib, and if heaven had to have a taste, it was that rib that I just ate. He said he smoked it for 12 hours, and he said, "I want you to be the first one to try it." And I asked him why, knowing I've never seen this man a day in my life. And he says, "Because you're an Aggie, and if you're an Aggie to me, your family, so marry GHO." And ever since that moment, I wanted to go see him again later on that day. And he gave me a full plate of food. I mean, ribs, mac and cheese, red rice, collard greens, you name it. And I had to eye this 45 minutes later, but the same thing he told me that morning, he told me after that plate, he said, "Marry GHO and good to see you, family." And ever since that moment, I just knew that GHO was just about family. No matter who you are always going to be a family in their eyes.
See, that's what HBCU love feels like. Make sure y'all come back next week for our HBCU homecoming versus. We want to know who has the best. And North Carolina A&T, they got some stiff competition. All right, y'all, let's talk football. It is official. The CIAA is the oldest black athletic conference, and the championship game is this weekend. For the first time since 2007, Virginia Union is going to the CIAA football championship game. The Panthers will take on Fayetteville State this Saturday in Salem, Virginia. HBCU Go's play-by-play analyst James Hadnot joins me now to take a look at the matchup. James, based on how Virginia Union dominated Virginia State, and they did, do you see them completing this Cinderella story?
I definitely do. I think Virginia Union has one of the best offenses in the entire nation, led by Jada Byers as their running back. Byers last year led the entire league in rushing. He did that again this year, and he missed 3 games. So I firmly believe that Virginia Union has enough tools in their toolbox to go up against a Fayetteville State team that is the champion. When you have to be the best, you have to beat the best. And Fayetteville State has been in this championship game multiple years in a row, 6 to be exact. So it's not going to be an easy task, but I do think that Virginia Union has enough to beat Fayetteville State.
Kickoff is at 3 p.m. Eastern, and our viewers can watch that game on HBCU Go, the Grio's sister network. And if you want to find complete coverage, check out your local listings and download the free HBCU Go mobile app, or you can just visit hbcugo.tv. Now, James, before you go, I know you're going to be down in Daytona Beach covering Alabama A&M's matchup with Bethune-Cookman that airs on the Grio. I'm a little jealous. But tell me, which HBCU do you see being victorious?
Yeah, in this matchup, I think Alabama A&M has the upper hand. They scored so many points on the day. And when you think about it, offensively, they lead the entire conference in points per game. And that's more than Florida A&M that leads their division, more than Alcorn State, who is the leader on the other side of the division. And so when you have a team like Alabama A&M that can put up points in high value, and you have Bethune-Cookman side that doesn't score that many points, it's going to be difficult for the Wildcats to hang tough. So I definitely think that Alabama A&M will have the upper hand on Saturday.
All right, James, appreciate you as always. Now, you can only watch that game right here on the TheGrio cable. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss it. All right, y'all, sending things over now to our friends at the Weather Channel. Meteorologist Alex Wallace is standing by with who is winning weather-wise. Alex?
Well, hey there, Mark. It's kind of a 50-50, half winning, half kind of losing. We'll talk about some winning forecasts, though, at Daytona Beach. Look at this. We got Alabama A&M and Bethune-Cookman. The Wildcats looking to snap a 4-game losing streak to the Bulldogs. But I tell you, it's going to be a nice day, low 80s, keeping it warm here in Florida with dry skies showing up there. How about we head to Salem, Virginia? Now, this is a championship game, the CIAA championship game. These two teams met earlier in the season. Broncos edged out the Panthers 10-7. We'll see if we can see a different scenario this time around, but the forecast is looking good. Mixture of sun and clouds and temps in the upper 70s. Well, who else is winning? Well, from the mid-Atlantic all the way down into parts of the Southern Plains, I'd say looking pretty good there. Not so great farther south here for us, including in Baton Rouge, Prairie View, and Southern going at it there. Looks like it could be wet. I do want to give a special shout out, Mark, though, to Dillard University there in Louisiana, the oldest HBCU in the state. Now, according to HBCU Buzz, they're enjoying the only scheduled homecoming. No game, but lots of events have been happening all week, continuing into the weekend. So even though it'll be wet, it should still be on a good side, and folks should enjoy their time for homecoming.
Homecoming is rain or shine, so Dillard should have a good time. More HBCU love is coming up right after this quick break. It's homecoming season, and that means that more than 100 black institutions will be giving the sights and sounds of black excellence. This time of year, alum return to their alma maters to relive the best days of their lives, and nobody does it quite like a HBCU. But at theGrio, this homecoming season means that we're going to do more than just celebrate black culture. We are calling on black students and educators to come home, to return to the institutions that were created for us, by us.
Breaking news from the Supreme Court. The court has just issued a landmark ruling on affirmative action, officially ending the practice in college admissions processes.
Affirmative action no longer exists, and we are not about to beg for a spot at the PWI. We want the best and the brightest to keep going to HBCUs just like they always have. And together, by amplifying black institutions, we can start an HBCU homecoming movement. We are so excited to bring you special coverage of HBCUs and homecoming season. I want to thank you for staying with me tonight on TheGrio. My name is Mark Lamont Hill, and I am your humble host. Tonight and every Friday night during this time, we are going to be amplifying black institutions. And my first order of business is to give a shout out to Tones of Melanin for this FAMU Fresh set. Yo, I love this one. This top is part of their new HBCU fall line, and they have this for other schools as well. To wear your HBCU pride, all you got to do is head over to tonesofmelanin.com. The company is owned and operated by black women, so you want to make sure that you give them your support. And shout out to FAMU, too, for remaining undefeated in the SWAC East. The school is also among a growing population of esports enthusiasts at black colleges and universities. Here's a report from the TheGrio Sister Network, HBCU Go.
You know, the name John Madden is synonymous with football, but depending on your generation, you may know him for a different reason. And no, because of the video game revolution that he helped start, HBCUs are beginning to field esports teams and even offer esports degrees. Nia Simone is down in Atlanta to take us on a tour of one of the country's premier esports facilities.
It is the nation's first and only competitive esports leagues for historically black colleges and universities. The HBCU Esports League was founded by two HBCU grads, Ryan Johnson and Chris P.A. What sparked for you and Ryan to create this wonderful platform?
You know, you kind of realize the disparities that can automatically take place when it comes to like what we call the digital divide. Young black kids had a PlayStation or they had an Xbox. They didn't necessarily have access to the gaming PC that you see, you know, most professionals are playing on nowadays. And so that, you know, being one of the biggest disparities, we realized that, hey, in order for these HBCUs to compete on the level of the NC States, the Clemsons of the world, you know, we had to make sure that they had the same access.
Now, for anyone who's looking to take that next step into the esports world, what would you tell them?
I'll first say just get started. But second, I would definitely say just reach out to us. That's kind of why we exist, right? Because now, not only as a young kid do you have to build up the courage to say, hey, I want to be a professional video gamer, but now you have to tell your parents who might not believe in it. And so what we like to do is educate the parents, especially on our nonprofit side where, you know, you'll see the workshops for the students, but then it's also like, hey, how can we educate the parents to help the parents empower these students every single day? So I would definitely say just reach out to us and we can kind of point you in the right direction.
Johnson C. Smith University, an HBCU in Charlotte, North Carolina, is also making waves in esports. Johnson C. Smith was established in 1867, named after the husband of one of the school's biggest donors. Charlotte is North Carolina's largest city and still one of the fastest growing cities in the country. With a little more than 1,000 students, JCSU offers the small college feel, but also gives you a big city setting. It was the first HBCU, by the way, to offer a degree in Esports and Gaming Management. And joining me now is Dr. Bernardet Lawson Williams, who is the founder and coordinator of Esports and Gaming Trifecta at Johnson C. Smith. She also teaches sports management at the school. Joining her as well is Kyla Thomas, a sophomore computer science major and the Esports and Gaming business president of JCSU Esports Club. I want to thank you both for joining me. Dr. Lawson Williams, I'm going to start with you. Charlotte is an important city for lots of reasons, but why is it the best one for students to get into esports?
Well, you said it all. We're the first in this space. And so we basically pioneered the HBCU Esports and Gaming movement. We launched our academic program in February of 2020. And next we launched our Esports Club, which dominated at every level, defeating Power 5 schools such as Duke University, Michigan State, Virginia Tech, Clemson University, and the list goes on and on. So we're the place to be when it comes to esports and gaming.
I can tell that, man. Y'all are really doing your thing, and you brought in amazing students like Kyla. Kyla, welcome to the show as well. Explain how your computer science major helps you with esports. I mean, does it make you a better gamer? Does it make you better at creating software? Like, what's the deal?
It does all of those things. I would say it also makes me a better gamer because my major is a lot about problem solving. And when you're playing video games, you have to learn how to figure out, you know, all the different aspects of the game. And that's definitely helped. I also think that my major has definitely sparked interest in gaming. I was already interested in gaming. I think that my interest in gaming from when I was a kid is the reason why I decided to pursue computer science in the first place. Wow,
it's a great major to pursue. And esports is a great sort of passion to have. Dr. Lawson Williams, since JCSU did its thing, many campuses now have esports clubs. What additional value, not just does esports, but particularly the degree, what does it offer?
Well, in particular for us, we are all about linking our students with career pathways. And so we're proud to boast that we actually solidify partnerships with large esports and gaming companies such as Activision Blizzard, Riot Games, Neg Breaks, all of the different companies that manufacture esports and gaming equipment that our students utilize. So again, we're all about internships, career opportunities, and making sure that we're placing students, you know, even beyond their controllers. We want them to exude excellence in all that they do.
And they certainly are. Kyla, before we go, most people know about Charlotte, and they know about things in the city, but what makes JCSU so special to you?
I think for me, the reason I decided to come here was for community. It was a very small school, but just seeing how everyone interacts on campus and how I really feel like I get to know my professors and get to know my classmates, I couldn't give it up. That's a hard sell. A beautiful sell. And by the way, I found out that two major stars, Curly Neal,
and James Twiggy Sanders, both Harlem Globetrotters, are alums. And I believe Robert Covington, current NBA player, is an alum as well. Y'all got some stars there, and Kyla's going to be yet another one because of leaders like you, Dr. Lawson Williams. I want to thank you both for joining me. Everybody, if you want to learn more about Johnson C. Smith University, all you got to do is head over to the website, jcsu.edu. Next up on theGrio, we're talking college ball matchup. You don't want to go anywhere. Stay here. Welcome back to theGrio. You're taking a look now over the campus of Talladega College in Alabama. The college was founded in 1867 by two former enslaved men who helped build the school's first building, Swain Hall. The school grew from being a primary school for children and teachers to a leading private four-year liberal arts institution. Talladega College now serves nearly 1,000 students and is listed among the Princeton Review's best colleges in the Southeast. Go Tornadoes! We love amplifying HBCUs each week and have been asking you to help us do that by sending us your own personal HBCU shout-out. So right now, I'm going to sit down, close my mouth, and pass the mic to one of my colleagues at theGrio, who is a proud graduate of Morgan State.
My name is Ashley Banks. I am the Capitol Hill correspondent at theGrio, where I cover Congress, the Supreme Court, and the Department of Justice. I received my Bachelor of Arts degree in broadcast journalism from the Morgan State University in 2013. Now, the reason why I love my HBCU is because it is unapologetically Black. My journalism professors like Todd Burrows, Jared Ball, Pia Jordan, and so many others not only taught me how to show up as a storyteller, but how to navigate the world as a Black woman. Not to mention, I was afforded the opportunity to launch my journalism career at Morgan's radio station, WEAA 88.9 FM, back in 2009. Thanks to Derek Fletcher, he taught me how to DJ and really put my journalistic skills to practice. Knowledge like that is priceless, and I can almost guarantee I wouldn't have gotten that anywhere else.
Stay with us. A final word after this quick break. All right, family, we have reached the end of the show, but before I let you go, I want to give a shout out to the Divine Nine. That's the 9 historically Black fraternities and sororities that make up the National Pan-Hellenic Council. They are Alpha Phi Alpha, Alpha Kappa Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, Omega Psi Phi, Kappa Alpha Psi, Fraternity Incorporated, Sigma Gamma Rho, Phi Beta Sigma, Zeta Phi Beta, and Iota Phi Theta. They were born out of discrimination, racial isolation, and the need for grassroots organization. Now, many were created at HBCUs, but some, like Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, which was founded at Indiana University, Bloomington, Indiana, were founded at PWIs, like the Alphas at Cornell, who I guess count too. Now, they're all baked into the culture of community at historically Black schools, and more broadly, still helping to lead the charge to justice. Sigma Gamma Rho is the only historically Black sorority created at a PWI in Indiana, a state where there are no HBCUs. And on Sunday, they celebrate 101 years of greater service, greater progress. That is a testament to the beauty that can come out of oppression. A group of HBCU students sat down with theGrio to talk about the impact of joining the Divine Nine. You can watch that conversation on thegrio.com/HBCU, or you can hover over the Lifestyle tab and select HBCU. You can also download the free Grio app to find unlimited content that amplifies Black culture. It's available on all mobile devices. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Mark Lamont Hill. I want to send one more shout out to my sisters, to my indie love, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, especially you, Tyler, one of my wonderful producers. This is Mark Lamont Hill. Good night.